everyone, we are Killer Combo, and we're here to show you guys the newest world in Elsword, which is Sander. So we have GM Crow here, and
how you doing, guys?
And I'm Jack. I'm here to talk to you guys about Sander and what it means for Elsword. So Sander is the newest world in Elsword. Story-wise, Elsword's team arrives in Sander, having freed the Water Priestess in Hamel, who then directs them to go to Sander to find the Wind Priestess, who can help them at last uncover the power of the L. And this is the closest that Elsword has ever come to achieving his dreams and finding the power of the L. So they arrive in Sander, and once in Sander, they discover this once beautiful trading city is under attack by a lot of warring tribes. And so finding the Wind Priestess is actually going to be a fairly difficult challenge. So part of it will be just tracking her down, and the other part of it will be trying to bring peace to Sander and try to figure out why all of these various factions are so bent on destruction. So as we walk around, you can see a lot of new characters. Some are actually kind of familiar. The character here with the purple hair, Sorosian, she's actually the sister of another character elsewhere in the game. And so as you talk to her, she'll kind of complain about Sander's climate. And so, you know, talking to every one of these characters gives you a little bit of the flavor of the area. So I think we'll go ahead and jump into one of the dungeons now.
What's up, guys? This is DizzyPW. I'll be playing Reyna and being the pilot for this little demo. Alright, so we're going to jump into our first dungeon, and GM Grow's going to give us a little just talk about some of the new skills they've introduced in the game. They've basically reworked all of the classes, some more than others, so tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. So the newest content in Elsword right now before Sander is actually our new era of skills, which basically is a whole new makeover for our skill system in Elsword. Basically, when you access the skills, it'll be a lot more streamlined, a lot more customizable, and a lot more easier to use, you know, for players who are already veterans of Elsword and players who are new to Elsword. You know, basically, what we offered was basically new skills. Some skills are rebalanced, and some skills are changed, and there's lots of options for players who are choosing different kinds of play styles.
All right, so tell us about what's going on with Eve.
Yeah, basically Eve, you know, every character got you know, a bunch of new skills. One I like to show off is basically this triangle attack called Sweep Rolling Tri-Vulcan, and basically that's one of her new skills. And one of her previous other skills was just Sweep Rolling. So basically the focus of the new skill tree system is you can choose depending on your playstyle. If you want more power or if you want more range, you can choose either Tri-Vulcan or you can choose the regular Sweep Rolling.
Yeah, and Eve is already a very versatile character. She has a lot of mode switching abilities that allow her to kind of augment and alter the ways that she shoots projectiles. So with the new skills and her switching modes, you've just got a lot of different ways to play as Eve. This is Code Battle Seraph, actually. That's the newest class that you can play as Eve. And so then actually we also have Rena on the screen. So she's the archer. Right now we're playing as Night Watcher. That's her newest class. And the new era of skills actually introduced a lot of new abilities for her as well. So her job path, it's kind of the trapping path. So not only does she get a sword and her bow, but she also gets a lot of really cool trapping abilities that she can use to, you know, especially in PvP, to kind of control the battlefield and kind of take advantage of your enemies when they least expect it. So she's actually gotten a lot of new trapping abilities. She has a new line trap that can immobilize enemies and do a lot of damage. She's got different kinds of arrows. She's got like a poison trap now. Are there some others that you throw out?
Yeah, a lot of her traps. She gets a lot more traps than what she had before. She has like you said, the vine traps, and she also has you know, wind traps that basically she deploys like a ball of wind, and basically any enemies that touch it, they get exploded with a blast of wind. And it's pretty awesome and versatile. You get to pick which one you want. You want like a spiky attack, or you want a gust of wind trap. It's your choice.
Really liking the skill I have mapped for R here. It's some kind of contraptual theory, just because there's so many air mobs you're facing these new maps.
Right.
And it's a melee skill, so you kind of got to get up close and personal with it, but it sends a little explosion upwards, so you can get some enemies in the path if you can actually land it.
Exactly.
Only question is getting close and not getting interrupted, because you need about a half a second to get it off. And can we talk about some of the changes to the characters we don't have in the map right now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about say Chung, Tactical Trooper.
Yeah, as far as Tactical Trooper goes, you know, he also got the same treatment as everybody, but then, you know, a Tactical Trooper, he did focus a lot on support techniques. Basically, with his new skill tree, you can actually choose which support techniques you want. You want to do a Tactical Field Offensive, which basically gives your party buffs, or you can do a Tactical Field Defensive, which basically gives your party more armor. So it's really unique and awesome, especially a Tactical Trooper. His playstyle is really, you know, it's like supportive, long distance support range. You know, he's an artillery type character. He shoots from afar, and you know, it just changes the whole, you know, way you want to approach the way you want to play a Tactical Trooper.
Yeah, I actually want to mention something about Sandra here. So, just a few moments ago, you saw a pretty long, kind of extended cutscene. So that's another feature that's kind of new to Elsword and is becoming a bigger element of the game with the new world. The cutscenes moving forward are a lot more robust. They're a lot more involved, and they definitely tell the story better than previous levels. So that's one thing that people can expect to see more of in Sander is better cutscenes, better storytelling through the cutscenes.
And harder bosses.
And way harder bosses. Yeah, actually, that was a great point earlier about Rina's ability. Like, Eldrassil's Fury it's a great attack for aerial enemies. And Sander is not just a desert kingdom, but it's also kind of the kingdom of the wind. That's why the Wind Priestess resides there. And what you'll see, especially on the next dungeon we show off, is that there are a lot of wind-based enemies. There are also a lot of aerial enemies. And there's a lot of just environmental hazards and jumps that involve the wind. So just like Hamel was kind of like the water-themed world, Sander is basically the wind-themed world. So you'll see that in a lot of different ways.
Including the succubus as the main protagonist.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and actually she is the main villain in this world, and you'll learn more about her as you do more of the dungeon. It's always kind of the case, you know, you get this early introduction, but as the story unfolds, there's more to learn about her.
All right, let's check out the second dungeon, which has a lot more of the air enemies, including the introduction of the harpies.
Yeah, I think also some of the best bosses in the game. Let's talk a bit about Raven, because actually Raven got some augmented skills too that'll make him pretty effective in an environment like this where there's a lot of aerial attacks.
Yeah, Raven, you know, every character in our, and also we'd like to mention that there's 6 characters who also got character balances.
Yeah.
And basically, you know, these characters, you know, very popular still, but we thought we'd give them a little more, you know, edge or advantage. And basically, you know, for Raven, his Blade Master, you know, still really popular class, got, you know, got some, you know, character balance changes. And a lot of it involves just, you know, changing the mechanics of his skills so that they can be, you know, a little more on par with, you know, environment needs, like going, you know, revolving his blade attacks, going up and down.
Yeah, you know, we
His character.
Yeah, sorry about that. We called it new era skills because, like on the surface, it seemed like it was just, well, we've added additional skills, we've made some changes, we actually streamlined the skill tree. But really, it's like when you kind of look at everything we did, it was actually a pretty massive change to the game. There were a lot of rebalancing, like Crow mentioned. 6 of the classes actually got huge changes to make them a little bit more competitive and a little bit more interesting in PvP. So it was kind of an opportunity to, you know, look at what's going on with the skills and how can the game be improved in a pretty massive way. And then also, you know, if you guys bring up the skill tree, that's another thing to show off. people who remember the old skill tree, it was kind of this semi-confusing web of different abilities and not really easy to see what the best path was if you wanted a specific build. It's now much easier. It's a much cleaner interface. I know that's not like the coolest thing in the world, but it just generally makes the experience a lot smoother for people.
Absolutely, especially as a new player, it would be kind of confusing because it's a lot harder to plan things out when you're looking at a Christmas tree as opposed to a straight two-line tree.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's just as many options as there always were. In fact, in some ways, there's more options because you can actually level up your skills to higher levels than you ever could before. You'll actually get a lot more skill points as well. So it's kind of interesting. It's easier to navigate, but you do have more choices. So hopefully that's the right kind of balance for people.
So right here we got the first mini-boss, which is not recognizable right away until you realize, oh wow, I just lost a quarter of my health fighting here.
Yeah, so where we're at right now is called the Garkai Rock. It's basically the second dungeon that will be releasing this content, and it's actually the home of the Harpy race, and then which is the second race that you'll encounter along your adventures. And basically, you know, these harpies, flying bird winged creatures, and a lot of the mini bosses are geared up with weapons, and basically, as you can see, these chakras hitting in our faces.
So we got new equipment coming in with this expansion as well?
Yes.
Having a new level cap, right?
Right.
So how high can people get now?
Level cap will be at 64.
Yeah, actually, you guys are level 64 right now, so...
Yeah, we're OP.
That should have been like an Easter egg.
And there'll be new standard themed equipments that you can get from weapon shops and crafting, and also you just got a mini boss item. So yeah, there's gonna be lots of new exciting things coming this patch.
I like the little spawn mechanic on these harpies. You can basically talk about an excellent time for a trapping range, where you can set the trap prior to them actually spawning, save yourself some time, get a higher rating at the end of the mission. Just like that. Throw spikes, let the spikes explode. Even when I'm on my back, I'm getting kills.
Yeah, I actually love Night Watcher as a class because she's got like some really interesting finesse abilities with her traps, but when it just comes to basic melee, she's so fast and so agile, and she's just a lot of fun to play as well. So she kind of strikes a good balance between being accessible, but also having some really cool tricks.
Just you have to be careful. I'm doing this on high level equipment. Don't think you're going to be able to jump in and be this tanky. I'm sure I'd probably be dead on my personal character by now.
Yeah, Sander, it is the highest level world in the game, and it's certainly the most advanced. So, you know, obviously, you know, we hope people are watching it and are getting pretty excited about getting to this area, but that might mean that they've got a lot of levels to get through in the meantime. And so anybody who hasn't beaten Hamel yet, you'll definitely want to beat Hamel so that you can be strong enough to take on Sander.
As you can see, going through this far, we hadn't used potions yet, but we were pretty hurt getting here, even with your advanced gear and the fact that I've got someone who works on the game with me. Yeah, these bosses are all about kind of learning their mechanics. This one has...
Oh, like the knife.
Wow. Yeah, so they'll throw some knives at you. There's some other crazy tricks I'm sure we're about to see, but the key is just always take advantage of when this harpy is on the ground.
This boss has a ton of attacks, so good luck.
Whoa!
Yeah, she starts spinning a tornado thing in the middle, which basically alters your controls.
Oh, nice. Ah, John, not...
Okay, so if you touch the tornado in the middle, it sends you flying. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, we only got like 28 HP bars to get through. No problem. I think I'm going to spam these. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh.
Run, 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 run. Oh,
She's on the floor.
she's on the floor, but
Knives.
so are the knives. Run for that fatal damage. Oh
You guys
no!
are doing really well.
I don't know, it doesn't feel like it. I mean, at least I'm only using blue pots, not red. The goal. One red pot and get through this. Maybe. Ah. I don't have any coordination with GM Crow. We keep knocking the boss to safety. There you go. Just float in. I like the fact that we're next to each other. I feel like...
Careful, be careful.
I hate that. If the tornado in the middle pumps some wind at you right before like the final moment. So you think you're safe and they make you adjust for it.
Yeah, that attack actually does a lot of damage too. You guys are pretty strong, but...
Well, we weren't getting hit directly by it. I've seen the full thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nice attack.
Get her down, get her down! No!
There we go.
Got a combo going now.
That is a strong attack for Cobel, sir.
We got a gap, we got a gap.
Hey,
There
nice.
you go. Just charge the tornado, that's the key. Right at the last moment.
Oh.
Here we go. That's your chance. Let's get her into the traps. Oh! Oh!
Almost.
Interesting, the tornado actually protected me from the knives. Let's see if I can get my R off.
Here.
Every time!
Oh, she dodged my attack.
Yeah, this boss is very tricky. She moves after every attack just enough to dodge most of the attacks you're trying to get landed. And we got so many graphics going on here, I'm even lagging their machines. Ah, I'm probably dead.